So November 6th, election night, we had been hearing for weeks about irregularities and problems, and then on election day, we were getting more and more calls. So by election evening, when a lot of candidates, rightfully so given the context for how they've been trained to think about campaigns, we had a lot of folks who conceded and said, yes, this person won, I give up. I did not. What we said is we knew every vote wasn't being counted. We knew that there were these irregularities in absentee ballots. We knew people were being held in long lines. We know some people just had to go home or go to work because they were missing half a day's pay. And if you make $12 an hour, that can be your car note, your rent. It's a big deal. So on November 6th, we said we're not going to concede because we need to make sure every vote is counted. In the next 10 days, we received more than 50,000 phone calls from people who face voter suppression. If 50,000 people call, that means 50,000 additional people didn't know they could call, and another 50,000 people just thought it was their fault. So that's a lot of folks who were disenfranchised. And so by the time we got to November 16th, after this 10-day period, I knew as a matter of law, we did not have a viable option because the law itself allowed this to happen. Policies permitted him to bastardize an election and manipulate a system. And so I acknowledge the legal outcome of the election. But concession is something very different. And as a democracy, when we concede, when we say it's okay to strip voters of their voices, when we say it's okay to tell people that you're not wealthy enough to be treated equally, those are things that change our democracy and corrode our trust. And so for me, the decision was very easy. I could not say the word I concede. My friend asked me about it. He was like, are you going to concede? And I literally could not say it back to him. And when I couldn't say it to him, I was like, I probably am not going to be able to say it to the world. So I wrote a speech. And in that speech, I acknowledge. I acknowledge that he is the governor. I acknowledge that the process unfolded in this way. But I will never say that the process that denied people their right to vote is true and fair and proper.